Oh, how's everybody doing? It is a beautiful day here at the park in Oneonta, and I had to get away from the Main Street LARPing. I didn't want to get too angry, at least in the beginning of this video, before I really got into why society in general has now been brainwashed into literally worshiping people like Bill Gates and others that not only serve but promote his agenda. How did this happen? What happened to society? And one of the first things that I want to talk about is not only kind of the outward propaganda surrounding these people, right? The fact that over the last 20 to 30 years, for somebody like Bill Gates, you've seen hundreds of news clips about how great Microsoft is and the Xbox, and that was even personified with like the tech billionaire benevolence of Steve Jobs, right? The media never focused on the filthier, dirtier aspects of the production of this technology in slave factories across the world, right? They've only focused in on how great these devices are and how we should be so thankful to these people. So that's one thing, and that's really surface level, okay? But now I'm going to get a little bit deeper. And again, shout out to Derek Bros and the crew putting together yet another Global Awareness Day, Expose Bill Gates Day. This is the second time. We got to continue to do this because I will not bow down to some unelected tech billionaire who thinks he's my dark overlord. So thumbs this video up. So what else is there? Well, let's talk about culture for a second and what my generation, and again, I'm a 41-year-old man, was really promoted to endear. And it was the anti-hero. It was the successful person at any cost. It was the billionaire, right? We're gonna get there. By the way, only 6 thumbs up. Let's get the thumbs up. So as culture changed, as music changed, a lot of the promotions of people were what? I'm gonna turn from a life of hustling and crime and lying and murder, and I'm gonna flip that somehow into success. And, you know, obviously in the movie realm, Scarface had a huge impact not only on society, but in the hip-hop culture. And the hip-hop culture, what did it promote? That very thing. All right? So one of the things I see now when somebody dies is no longer rest in peace. What is it? It's rest in power. And again, it's the glorification of power, as if money and power are now more important than peace, understanding, love, the family. No, money and power are now at the apex of what most people think is acceptable. And subconsciously, they realize, for instance, that, I don't know, that the people that do this are sociopaths or psychopaths. No comments yet either, too. That's so weird. There's the first one. First comment there, huh? I've seen anyway. So, YouTube community admin. YouTube, Bill Gates is wonderful. What is that? Well, hold on. Bill Gates is wonderful. See Gates Foundation for more info. That's hilarious. Oh boy, you guys got jokes in there. I love it. So anyway, guys, the worship of that culture is another thing. Now, again, I said it was multifaceted. You know, we've always had these billionaires, but if you think about it, a character like Batman is really that anti-hero we talk about, but he's a benevolent billionaire, right? He's a playboy, he's a billionaire. He's doing good behind the scenes, right? He's revealed himself as the Dark Knight, right? He's edgy, and he's still somewhat of an anti-hero. Then, what comes to be another big hero promoted not only in comic books, but then movies, obviously Iron Man, Tony Stark. And, you know, to their credit, you know, the Iron Man series does ask a lot of questions of government. The one with the Mandarin is sort of this pseudo Bin Laden character. That's good. But what do you have now? You now have not only a billionaire, but a tech billionaire, right? A guy who's, you know, embracing technology. And there's so many parallels between Tony Stark and what a guy like Elon Musk has now been promoted to in recent memory. So that is why we're seeing this culture in which society wants to blindly worship somebody that is telling you, and I'm going to repeat it because it is just so far out there and it's so in your face. And these are his own words. Earlier today, I played the Bill Gates tells the truth. He says, what? We don't know if it will work AMA. Okay? And that Ask Me Anything, I just featured one segment where he's telling you that these coronavirus vaccines they're trying to put together, okay? They don't know if they work to stop transmission. They don't know if they work to stop death. That is not stopping him from saying that this will continue unless we fight climate change. This is not stopping him from saying we need to essentially lock down society until 2022. Not 2021, 2022, okay? This is not stopping him for saying it is a global vaccination program, all right? Now think about that. The best that they're even promoting to you on this is that it might, after the second dose, have antibodies for several weeks to several months. So openly saying, promoting that this is going to be more than a one-time thing. And they're trying to promote to you, again, we will not unlock society until people do it. And if you don't, you won't be allowed on a plane. You won't be able to work at certain places. Well, I'm not going to be, I don't know, your guinea pig. I'm not going to take some mandated vaccine that you can't even advertise does anything, that prevents transmission or prevents death. Now, we also played you the clip where this week the WHO, by their own numbers, are saying at most this has a 0.6% mortality rate. So 99.4% survive, but they added the caveat that they don't know how many more infections there really are. Right? But we live in this weird, twisted, easy come, easy go society where literally 90% of the public wants to be told what to do and how to act. They want to be told how to dress, right? They want to be told what's cool. They want to follow trends. They want to be on Snapchat. They want to TikTok their life away. They want to Instagram their meal or their ass 17 times a day, right? Yeah, no, I understand it would lower the death rate. That's what I'm saying. They weren't even honest. They were honest in saying that even though it's 0.6%, that it's actually probably lower because there are so many people that are infected that they weren't counting. I know. It's astounding. So now we get closer and closer to a mortality rate like the flu, the actual flu. And then, again, you look at all these people that are in fear and these people that have now been trained to worship billionaires, to worship power, to not want peace. To me, if that's your whole life, if your whole life is about material possessions and power, and not the power to bring peace, not the power to bring love, not the power to bring people together, but just power that you can exert over other people, manipulate other people to bend to your will, that's sociopathic. That's dangerous. And that's, whether you realize it or not, and I'm not perfect either, that's most of society. I drive the nicest car, right? I have the coolest life. I've got the biggest ass. I've got the biggest biceps. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't work out or anything like that. In fact, I think that your physical health does so much more for your mental health. I think that people that are able to maintain great physical health do a lot better mentally, and that's just true. But when it's always about vanity, when it's always about status, when it's always about power, what do we expect? What do we expect? Of course that's the person they're going to worship and listen to. Bill Gates is a pretty cool guy. Mark Zuckerberg's a pretty good guy. Elon Musk's a pretty good guy. Really loves Steve Jobs. And then you look at the other people on the outer rims of Bill Gates that are less talked about, the Good Guys Club that I was talking about again over a decade ago, talking about these people. It's really the Eugenics Club, and it's Oprah Winfrey, and it's Ted Turner, and it's David Rockefeller at the time, and Henry Kissinger, and it is George Soros. All meeting to discuss these things about population control. And now we're here. We're in a transhumanist movement. We got to push towards an automation nation and a universal basic income. and mandates that are shutting down businesses. And if you dare to go against the grain and not go with those mandates, hey, in Europe, in the UK now, forget about just shutting down your business and fining you and putting you in jail as they release real criminals. Everything's upside down, right? They'll say, we'll just bulldoze your place. We'll just cut your power in LA. My goodness. Oh, Rex Youngblood, get out of the nonsense. I wish people weren't posting nonsense in here, but we're talking about real stuff, and everything I just said you can check up on. You can do your own research. You can go watch that interview with Bill Gates under 30 minutes long where he says all of it. Let me repeat it. The vaccine does not necessarily stop transmission, does not stop death. 7 billion orders of this bad boy. Mandatory. Locked down until 2022. All in that interview. Anybody can watch it. But hey, I'm harmful content. I'm fully demonetized here. So make sure you're thumbing the video up on the way out, subscribing, sharing, and if you can financially support me, the GoFundMe is in the link below. That's how I do it. 5, 10, 15 bucks really does mean the world to me, guys. Big donors need you now more than ever, because as gorgeous as this place is, and I am going to miss this place so much. I love this place. Guys, the thing is, right now, okay, the rims would be up. There'd be a couple basketball games going on. There'd be more kids at the park because there wouldn't be fear. There'd be more than just like this one picnic table, right? There'd be picnic tables everywhere. There'd be grills here. There'd be a baseball game more than likely going on in the background. And they've crushed it all. And when I say they, I mean those Bill Gates billionaires that we need to expose and not worship. I love you guys, and I will see you on the flip side.